My name is Jenny, and I've been watching Flosstube for a couple of months. Everybody I've watched has been so inspirational and has such beautiful projects that I felt encouraged to try and make my own video and show you what I've been doing as well. Especially Joe Gregoire, who I'm sure has inspired a lot of us. We're saying, if I can do it, you can do it. So here I am trying. This is my second take video because the first time I tried it on my iPad and my iPad didn't have enough storage space, and the video was only about 10 minutes long, but it cut out anyway. Anyway, that's beside the point. You don't really want to know about that. So what I thought I would do today is I would show you some of my whips, a couple of my most recent finishes, and then give you a little bit of an introduction to me, just who I am and what have you. So let's start with the whips that I've been working on. There are 5 of them currently. Some I've been working on recently and some have been in the cupboard for a little while. But the first one I want to show you is a Heaven and Earth design. I only really started looking at the Heaven and Earth designs last year, and there are so many to choose from, and I found it really difficult to choose which one I wanted to do. I didn't really want to tackle something that was massive, so I looked at the minis and the story keeps, and I chose 2, and this is one of the ones that I decided to start with, and it is Mini Fascinating. Oops, this is it. I'm sure you've seen it before. It's quite a popular one, I believe. And this is how far I've got with it. I am stuck in a sea of green. I decided to do the background. This is on 25 count even weave, DMC, and I am stitching it 2/1 10th stitch, and I don't know whether you can see, the coverage is not all that great, and I'm a bit disappointed with the coverage. Also, and I don't know whether you can see this or not, but I can see the columns, because I've stitched this in columns, 10 by 10. And I don't know what to do about that. I don't really want to start over because I put so much work into it. I could zigzag, and I have started, as you can see here, I've started trying to do the zigzag on the edge to try and get rid of the column, showing the column showing, but I don't know. I'll persevere and see. I might do another couple of columns, and then if I don't like it, then I don't know. Anyway, that's the first one. The second one I want to show you is for my niece. She is nearly 12, and she loves crafting. She loves making things. So she crochets and she knits. I taught her how to knit, and she makes her own little cloth dolls from scratch, and their clothes and their hair and everything. She made one for me for Christmas that looks like me. It has has little knitting needles in its hand. I've got little knitting needles with a ball of wool as well, and all the mass of curly hair as well. I love it, and I'm so proud of her. So this is supposed to be for her, and it is. It's in World of Cross Stitching, issue number 1, issue 233, and it doesn't say what the date is, but anyway, here we go. It's called Bebunni. I think it's called Bebunni Backstitch or something like that. It's very sweet, and the designer is Bebunni. Unfortunately, I haven't got very far with it. And I suppose because she doesn't really know that I'm doing it for her, it doesn't really matter how far I've got with it. But I ought to get this out and work on it a bit more, because sooner or later she'll be too old for it, won't she? Anyway, here we go. This is stitched on 14 count white opalescent Aida, and I haven't got as far as I would have liked. There we go. I'll try and work on that again soon, I think. The next one I want to show you is a black work and cross stitch design by Ajisai. Not quite sure. This is it. Blue Adonis blue butterflies. Love this design. And I'm stitching this on 32 count Belfast linen in white. This is how far I've got. For some reason I have 2 needles in this. I haven't got any needle minders at the moment, although I'm working on that. So I put my needles in my stitching, which I know is naughty, but there we go. I love this design, but at the beginning, I started this at the beginning of the year, and I also had a little bit of startitis at the beginning of the year, and I started this one, and I started the Heron and Earth design, and I worked on a couple of other things, and which I finished, and that one's got put aside, unfortunately, but I must bring it out again because it really is a very pretty pattern and I do love it. So the next one I want to show you, I started about 4 years ago, and it's called Hawkmoth Collection, and it's by HIckmott, and it's from her New Stitches magazine from 2007, February 2007, number 166. Here it is. I saw this online and absolutely loved it, so I went in search of the magazine and found it on eBay. Anyway, that's it. I'm stitching this on some fabric from my stash, and I don't know, I had it from a friend of mine. I don't know what it is, apart from the fact that it's 28 count and it looks like linen. It has little slubs in it and different thickness of lenses. So this is how far I've got on it, which is not very far considering I have been working on it for 4 years. I prefer this colour fabric to the one that's that was stitched on the model. I think the colours in it pop a little bit more. So every now and again I pull that one out and I work on it a little bit more, but I don't know why I haven't spent more time on it really, because I do love it, and my partner particularly is waiting for me to finish this one. I think he's going to be waiting a long time. So the next one I want to show you is the one that I've been working on the most recently. This is called Sense and Sensibility Sampler, and it's by the Sampler Girl, Tanya Marie Anderson. And this is it. I don't know if you can see that. It's not a very good picture. I love it. I'm a huge Jane Austen fan, and I saw this pattern on Flosstube on Mrs. Milky Bar Kids video, and she enabled me to get it because I thought I can't live without that one. So I've started it. It took me ages to choose a fabric. It really did. This is being stitched on 32 count Belfast linen, Swipe in vintage beige, and I love this modelling on the front, and it's only printed on the front. The back of it is plain. I love this. I love the sonnet here, and it fits perfectly with Sense and Sensibility. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, and I will carry on working on that probably continuously, because that's what I do. If I find a pattern that I love, I work on it until I don't love it anymore. So those are my whips at the moment. I don't think I have any others anywhere. Maybe one or two hidden away at the back of the cupboard perhaps, but I don't think so anyway. Those are the ones that are in my immediate vicinity. So I'll show you now the one that I completed this year. So this is a pattern by Renato Parolin. Oh, I love his patterns. I'm not going to pronounce the name of this one because my Italian is non-existent. But it's a set of 4, as you can see. And I've now completed all 4. I finished the first one about 2 years ago and I've had it hanging up in the hallway. So I'll show you that one first. This is it. Really pleased with it. Yeah, so that was, as I said, 2 years ago, and this year I decided I would do another one, thinking it would just be one because you know, lots to stitch on. I did this one next. Oops, there we go. And it was so easy and so quick to stitch up that I thought I might as well continue and do all of them. So that's what I did. So it's that one, and then I did this one. And then I did this one. These are all stitched on 14 count cream Aida with DMC as charted. The first one I did 2 years ago has French knots on it, which is being used as snow, but they're grey. And I just didn't like the look of them very much, so I thought I'm not going to put them on these ones because the chart has it on all of them. And when I come to, I'm going to frame them all together in a 4 aperture frame, and when I come to frame them I'm going to take the French knots out of the one that's already been done, and so that they all match. Really pleased with those. I love the patterns, and I've got a one that's already completed, which I will show you perhaps on another video, and another one in my stash that I haven't, I've been thinking about, and I might well pull that out this year sometime and stitch on that one as well. The other little finish that I wanted to show you that I've done this year is a keyring, so excuse me a minute because this might make a noise when I pick it up. Here we go, because it's on my keys. I should have taken it off my keys, but I haven't. So there we go. I won't do it without the glare. Really sweet little pattern for a keyring of a couple of sweet peas. Took me no time at all to stitch. I did it in between, like lunchtime working, things like that. This was a kit. Came with this tiny little piece of Aida and all the required, plenty of the required floss. And this came from my partner's mum. I don't know, I can't remember when I told her that I was interested in cross stitch, but since I told her, all the little kits that her or her daughters have found anywhere have come my way. This is the nicest one that she sent me, and this is the one I've stitched up so far. Really pretty. Okay, so that's my whips and my my finishes for the year. So now perhaps I'll tell you a little bit about me. I think I said my name was Jenny, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did. And I live in Wales, in the UK, in the middle of Wales. So I am Welsh, and my family are all Welsh, although I'm not Welsh speaking. We don't live in an area where there are a number of Welsh speakers. I did start speaking Welsh. I was taught Welsh at school, but I haven't carried on with it, unfortunately. I understand a little bit, but I'm not a very confident person with speaking, so I haven't continued. I'm a web designer. I have my own small business. It's only me, so I only do little projects, and I'm quite happy with that. It keeps me busy and I enjoy it. My partner and I have 3 cats. When we moved in together last October, I had 2, Toby and Tylo, and they are just coming up to 2 years old. They're really still quite kittenish and very sweet. And my partner's cat is called Smokey, and he is between 8 and 10, we think. We're not entirely sure because the person we rescued him from didn't know. He has a few little issues with over grooming, but we're not really sure whether it's stress or whether it's an allergy, but we're working with the vet and trying to resolve it. He's lovely though. So 3 cats. I think I already mentioned that I'm vaguely following the Know Your Needleworker tag, but I've missed some of the questions out. So hobbies. I love cross stitching, obviously. I also like to knit and I crochet, and but I think I mentioned, didn't I, that I like playing lawn bowls in the summer. Love it. Very, very gentle sport. Very, very social. Everybody's so friendly, and it's a little bit of competition, which is always nicer in somebody's life, I think, in a person's life. Competition, friendly. I'm not very good. I've been playing for about, I think this is my 5th season, but it doesn't really matter, does it? So I do that in the summer, and I also like to read, and I like genealogy, so I've been working on my family tree for 30 years probably. Okay, so what else? I said I like to read, so I will say what my favourite book is Persuasion by Jane Austen. But I love reading, and yesterday I downloaded the new book by Anne Cleeves, which is the Shetland series. It's called Cold Earth, I think. So I'm really looking forward to that. I do like murder mysteries. I especially like hers. I like her Vera series as well, and the television programme that goes with it. I read quite widely, and I like history books and biographies and all sorts. Anyway, I think, what's this, 17 minutes now, and fortunately my phone hasn't cut out, so I'm glad. I'm hoping it is recording my voice as well as my picture. So I will just say, oh no, before I go, I wanted to say thank you to all the Flosstubers out there for making their videos, and you have really, really entertained me for the last couple of months. I've loved watching them, which is what has inspired me to make this video today. I especially wanted to give a shout out to A Stitch Too Far, who just seems so lovely, and I really enjoy her videos, and her stitching is fantastic. So I just wanted to say hello and thank you for putting those videos out there for us to watch. Okay, so thank you for watching me. If you have watched me, I don't know whether I will get any viewers or not, but I'm going to try. Oh, and the other thing was, yeah, I looked down now and I can see my notes here. The other thing you Flosstubers have taught me is that I'm a bit weird because I've been watching your stitchy tags, and every single one that I've watched so far says they are a floss licker, and I'm not. When I thread my needles, I don't lick my thread. I just thread the needle. I don't even use a needle threader, I just thread it. There's a technique that I use, and that's what I do. So yes, I'm a bit weird like that. And also, when I've been watching people stitching, I seem to do my final leg in a different way to everybody else. Nearly everybody has their final leg this way, and mine is that way. So, yeah, I didn't know I was weird until I started watching Flosstube. Okay, I'm going to go now. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.